Okay, mister, you're on my show now.
Oh, God. So I have to take the back seat for this.
You do. I am the producer and the host. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the What the Nell podcast with yours truly, Nell Tice. If you can't tell already, I am welcoming my wonderful, lovely husband to the podcast today, Mr. Kenny Tice. Welcome.
I got kicked out of the studio for this too.
It's been a minute.
You can probably tell. Like I'm out in like the dining room area. So it has been a while.
Listen, this is a full-fledged family business over here, so we do what we can to accommodate and make things work.
Just as long as you don't put me outside in the ice and sleet and all that nonsense.
Yeah, it's the perfect morning to be recording a podcast.
Yeah.
We
Amen.
literally had an ice storm last night, so we've got things to do today, but I needed to record a podcast. And it's we're waiting for the roads to, chill out a little bit, the sun to come out, melt it off a little bit. And perfect timing for our end of year wrap up for 2025. There's no script. I have no questions planned or anything. I just kind of thought we would recap the year and talk about maybe what's coming up for next year.
You should be proud of me. I didn't even ask. I didn't even say, what are we talking about or any of that.
No, you didn't.
So
I am a little surprised, actually.
I thought, well, we'll figure it out in the fly like we do everything else we do.
That's very true. I can tell you that's one thing that won't change in 2026. Okay,
no.
That's a promise.
100%.
Yeah, so I don't want to make this episode too terribly long because I know, we're used to doing a 3-hour live show on radio on Wednesday nights, and I definitely don't want to make this like the 3-hour tour.
No, we're not 3-hour touring it. We do have stuff to do today, so.
We definitely do, and I'm sure all of you do as well, so we're going to jump right in. Okay, let's recap. I have a really hard time remembering what January, February, March were like for 2025. Is that just age?
No, I think that just goes, like, so much happens throughout the course of a year for everyone. And so you have a hard time, like, sometimes you remember, like, the things that happened, but you're like, what time of year did that happen? So there's always, like, you got to have, like, a reference point for it.
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest thing that happened really at the beginning of the year was we went to a radio festival that we typically do every year with the radio station we were with. And we went, it wasn't great. And there were some things said, which ultimately led to the decision to change radio homes. And
yes.
Yeah, that was pretty much the beginning of the year because that happened at the end of January. And, thoughts and, thinking about moving and all of that happened throughout February and then eventually happened in March. So would you agree? Do you think that's like one of the biggest markers for the beginning of the year?
Definitely was the biggest marker for the beginning of the year because I think for a lot of people, especially here in the Northeast, you have to get into the really deep South here in the U.S. to get away from that. January and February tend to be like, it's tough to go outside. Like it's dark, it's cold, and you're just begging to get to March. And for us, March actually, a negative turned into a really big positive. And so that was a big like marker for the first quarter of the year, I would say. Yeah,
that was definitely like Q1. That was the biggest shift. And yeah, for the way better. I mean, I mentioned, a 3-hour show. So for anyone listening, the question does come up quite often. Like, what do you guys actually do? So let's answer that question. First and foremost, we have a business called enTICEing Media. And that is a business that we created in 2020, I think it was. And I mean, like the actual official LLC, of course. And so the business is comprised of mostly myself working on video production, whether that be, video editing, videography. We do YouTube channel growth strategy and management. We also produce podcasts, and that's what enTICEing Media is comprised of. So that's like baby one is the business, enTICEing Media. Branching off of that, we have Kenny and Nell, the YouTube channel. So
Yes.
why don't you talk about Kenny and Nell, the YouTube channel?
Oh, wow. We've been doing Kenny and Nell, the YouTube channel, since the end of 2019. So actually, Thanksgiving of 2019, we uploaded, right after Thanksgiving, we uploaded our first video from Las Vegas, actually. And then, pandemic and the whole thing. But we have kept the Kenny and Nell YouTube channel going in different, I don't want to say different capacities, but different frequencies of uploading for, just past, was that 5 years now?
Well, yeah.
We just passed 5. Yeah, we just passed 5 years, and we made a commitment to upload every 2 weeks. I don't even remember when we made that commitment. Probably the end of last year. Be like, we're going to keep this going. We need to have a consistent upload format, which we did, and we also made the decision to offload some of our editing to one of our editors to free up capacity for you in the business. So that was a shift in what we were doing with the YouTube channel.
Yeah, but so the YouTube channel is a travel channel. That is what it's based around. And when Kenny mentions that we uploaded our first video from Las Vegas, that's why, because it was intended to be a travel channel. And throughout 2020, of course, that had to shift a little bit. So we started incorporating some other types of content. I mean, we made like a cooking video. We did like a morning routine video. We did all kinds of other things just to keep the channel going. And so ultimately, in the end, what it is today is it is still a travel channel with a side of lifestyle. So, we don't travel quite as heavily as we used to in the same capacity as intended for the channel. So we still do travel a lot. We just travel for different reasons. For instance, next week we're recording this the Saturday after Christmas in 2025.
Yes.
And so next week we're traveling to Florida to go MC an event. So it's not necessarily like a filming travel type trip. But it's a travel channel with a side of lifestyle. That's what I like to call it. But yes, the YouTube channel is still in existence. We have over 22,000 subscribers now. And it is still growing, and we have no plans of slowing it down. So that is what that is. So that is one branch off of, enTICEing Media, because, we do some advertising for enTICEing Media on there as well. So,
Sure.
What the Nell podcast is also obviously something that we're
What
doing.
you're listening to and we're watching right now.
Yes, exactly. My podcast has been in existence now for, I guess it'll be 4 years. 3, 4? No. Yeah, hold on. I don't remember. I know that it's coming up on 200 episodes. That's how
That's
compute
crazy.
the timeline in my head. So, 200 episodes will be in mid-February, I think. Still don't know who my guest should be for that. If anybody has any suggestions, let me know. I think we'll be coming up on that milestone.
Not a lot of podcasts get there ever. Not even close to 200 episodes.
No, most podcasts don't get past episode 7 or 8. So, that's something I'm pretty proud of. This has been a weekly thing ever since episode 1. So I absolutely love podcasting. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love producing them. Podcasts, I think, are amazing. So that is something else that happens. And then the other thing, the newest baby of enTICEing Media is Living Like Kenny.
Oh, yeah, what we were just talking about.
Well, it's not like we produce it, and I say enTICEing Media, but it's not directly related to enTICEing Media at all. It's something that we do on Radio Trap Rock.
Yeah, but we broadcast it from our studio, which is where all the other enTICEing Media stuff originates from, basically. So it is in a way, but so
we do broadcast from enTICEing Media Studios.
We do. So yeah, that's what we were talking about with the radio show in the first quarter. Living Like Kenny on Radio Trop Rock has been incredibly fruitful from a standpoint of just community, and it's awesome being a part of the Trop Rock community. But uh, wrapping in the travel, it has also caused us to say, all right, we need to be out and about more, and be available and be in these places. So it has kind of pushed us to get back to a little bit more travel. It ends up always being in Florida, it seems like, which I'm not going to complain about because we love Florida. But so hopefully 2026 takes us to a few other places in the U.S. and not just Florida.
Yeah, I think Texas is going to be one of those places for sure.
It's
There's
been
a
a long time since we've been to Texas.
Yeah, there's a huge trop rock community in Texas, so we're gonna go visit and, a couple maybe house concerts, festivals, and yeah, it's been fun. So Living Like Kenny is a live radio show for 3 hours every Wednesday night on Radio Trop Rock, starting at 7:30 Eastern, and yeah, it's been incredible as far as community goes, and yeah, I mean, just all the people are amazing, and the people that we get to meet and chat with, and the artists and the fans and all the things, and yeah, getting to go to these festivals, it's the coolest thing. And I will mention that we have some incredible support with the show. Our title sponsor, Box 7 Media, is just that, our title sponsor, friends, of course. And then we also have Gulf Coastin' Day Drinkin' Apparel, which is the official Livin' Like Kenny apparel company.
Right.
So it's incredible to have that support as well. So yeah, that's what we do basically, is we have a media company and we are media personalities, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's weird to actually put it in those terms, but we certainly are.
Yeah, and we started, since doing the radio show, there have been people that are like, "Hey, would you come MC our event?" And we're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
Yeah, we have three of them booked for, 2026 already, or,
Yeah.
Into 2026 and then through 2026. So,
Yeah, which requires us to travel, which is like listen, you guys, the whole goal with doing all of this was to, have the business be on our own terms, do what we love, all of that, of course. But I mean, literally at the root of all of this, like, travel has been probably one of the biggest passions or things that we have always wanted to do. And we wanted to do something that would incorporate that into it. So this is like, yeah, I guess when you kind of think about living the dream or like living out your goals or whatever you set out to do, like, we're doing it.
yeah, it's interesting because, a few years back, the buzz term was location independence, right? Everybody, location independence, location independence. And, we kind of adopted that, be like, that is the goal. But honestly, at its core, that is the goal, because we want to be able to do all these things. We want to be able to work, quote unquote, work, but do it from, areas that we want to be or need to be for other events. So we want to be able to still conduct business through the travel and through these events, because these events are kind of business too. They all run through us. I mean, because at the end of the day, the stuff that we do, like even for Radio Trop Rock, we are independent contractors. So it is, we're representing ourselves. We are representing Radio Trop Rock when we do an event, but it all runs through us and our company, basically. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And this has just been a wild ride, but one of the most enjoyable, fruitful rides that we've been on thus far. Which is really cool. So now anybody who's listening or watching this, you are familiar with what we do when we go forth and talking about the things that we're doing. Maybe it'll make a little more sense. But so let's head into Q2 of 2025. So we're talking April, May, June. I think we really we immersed ourselves in the radio show community.
yeah, the show grew rapidly with the shift during those months, but we still hadn't been we kind of started planning. All right, the second half of the year, quarter three especially, we need to. There were some events, and we need to go to these events. These are, we mapped it out. We need to do these things,
Yeah.
and so we really got out. We really started planning those events during those 3 months. Started hitting house concerts, things like that.
Yeah, and it's funny because now I kind of refer to us in our off season during the winter
Yeah,
because
kind of.
we hit the ground running May, June, July, August, and even into September.
Hmm.
We were on the road probably almost every single weekend and going to meet people, house concerts, doing the things and
Hmm.
everything, and seeing all these awesome artists and hanging out with our friends. And it felt like an old school summer, like in college or something, where you're like, yeah, I'm just going to have fun and all the things. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, I'm looking at like graphs on QuickBooks and stuff, and the business is just growing, growing, growing. And it's just funny because I always talk about this with like my real estate agent friends, right? Whenever they travel, they're like, yeah, that's when you're going to sell a house. Like business just flourishes for some reason whenever they're going away. And I'm like, you watch, like I'm going to be so freaking busy this summer and it's going to be the busiest that we've ever been. Well, that is exactly what happened.
Yeah, it
And
did.
the business has grown so steadily, but like you can see the incline is getting steeper and steeper throughout the year. So the business was doing great, thriving, and we're getting busier and we're out doing all the things. And I'm like, how the heck? Like at times I was very overwhelmed. But yeah, that was the summer was crazy busy, and
Hmm.
I did some travel for work and things like that. It just flew by, absolutely flew by. Like I have no idea where April through October went.
We had there was a section of time, and I think it was in Q2, where maybe Q2, like rolling into Q3, where you were on an airplane like 3 out of 4 weeks.
No, that was in Q3.
Okay,
Um,
it kind of ran together.
yeah, there was a time. So between July, August, and September, we, yeah, because, yeah, okay, I'm trying to think about how this worked out time wise, but there were 9 Saturdays where we did not sleep at home
Hmm.
in our bed. I think for 4 weeks, I think every week in August, I was on a plane going somewhere different. It felt like for a while because we had talked about full-time travel years ago.
Yeah,
And
wow.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like it's actually working. Like this is coming true. Yeah, there was a time where we were traveling every single week. We were never home. Our poor cat was probably like, where are you guys at? Uh, yeah, and
She's
it
well taken
was
care of when we're not here.
she's very well taken care of. She's very spoiled actually when we're
Hmm.
not here. But and when we are here. But
Yes.
yeah, it got really crazy busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So I mean, but in a good way, in a good way,
yeah.
not like crazy busy, and you were like, oh my God, I need this to stop, but in a good way.
No, yeah, I would the first like I would say like between March and October, I would relive again. Like that's
Yeah.
how good it was.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, and then we get into Q4.
Hmm.
Well, let's talk about okay, so in October we did something really cool. We went to a festival called Meeting of the Minds.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I mean, and
was
meeting of
awesome.
the Minds is the basically the biggest Parrothead festival, I believe, in the world, to be honest. And it's just a collection of people all converging in Gulf Shores, Alabama, from all over the country, all over the world. Parrot heads, Jimmy Buffett fans, if you don't know what a parrot head is, living, trying to live the lifestyle and just loving, Jimmy's music, but the genre of music that's spun off of Jimmy, which is called trop rock.
Yeah. And it was really cool to witness for the first time all of those people in one spot, yes, living the lifestyle, enjoying the music, the philanthropic efforts that all of the Parrothead communities do and go through. It was a really, really cool experience, very eye-opening. And and also we forgot to mention during the summer and leading up to Meeting of the Minds, our show, Livin' Like Kenny, ended up getting nominated for TRMA, Trop Rock Music Association Award for Best Live Radio Show.
Yes.
Did not win, didn't expect to win, but how freaking cool is it to say that in 2025 we had an award-nominated radio show?
Yeah, which that wasn't on my bingo card in 2024.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. It was cool.
Yeah, so that was amazing. And then, November, you kind of start to come down a little bit from all of that because the Trop Rock for us, at least like house concerts don't happen here in the Northeast because it's freaking cold outside.
Yes.
So November comes in and you start getting ready for the holidays and things start to slow down a little bit. And, unfortunately in November, that's kind of when things started to really change for you, for us. Your mom passed away. It was incredibly unexpected. So
definitely.
Also not on anyone's bingo cards.
No, and it's just and the holidays, it's everybody's everybody has stuff going on, and our travel for like festivals and stuff kind of slowed down or slowed to a halt, really, honestly.
Yeah.
And with good reason, because I don't know how we would, because we've been busy. We've just been seeing people for like it feels like weeks on end now. I don't know.
Yeah, and the holidays, like in December, it just, no matter how much I feel like we're like, no, we don't have to do all of this, like we don't have to be so busy all the time, like it just ends up happening that way. And I think this year especially, we were trying to make it so distracting and normal, I guess, just because, like, in light of the situation, we were trying to, be busy and do all these things. And, because now the real work will begin with all of that. But, I mean, it's the holidays. So here we are. But yeah, 2025 has been an interesting year. I'm excited to get into 2026.
Yeah, me too. We're turning the page on a good year on a lot of levels. Not everything is perfect, obviously, but overall, 2025, with the exception of some moments, was professionally for us was a pretty good year. So
yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, same. So looking ahead to 2026, what do you think are some of your goals or things that you want to look towards for the year?
We talked about, we have some festivals that we're going to and seeing. We also have a few concerts and locations that we want to get to just go to and be fans and listen to the music, because at the end of the day, that's what we are. We're fans of the music. But also, I want to make sure that we do a few things that aren't work related, as far as like getting away where we can go unplug for 3 or 4 days or something like that, and it's not work. You don't pick up a camera, you don't do any of those things. Obviously the business is not at a point where you can just walk away from it for a week and ignore everybody. That's not how this goes. It's not how it works. So like, even when we do those things, you're checking email, and even if you're not actually physically doing any editing or uploading or anything like that, you're still communicating with customers and getting emails. But I think it's important to at least do a couple of things that aren't work related, because at the end of the day, like the radio stuff that we're like emceeing and things like that, that still is work. Like it might be fun work, but it's still work. It's not a vacation. We don't have just the whole days to do whatever we want.
Yeah, I think that's actually a big misconception, because I feel like when we see people, sometimes they're like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are always on vacation," or Like, yeah, that I've gotten
Yeah, I
that a few
wish.
times, and it's like, I do wish that we were on vacation more often than we actually are. Not to say that I don't love the travel that we're doing,
Yeah.
but that's not what it is at all. And I think that's a common misconception, not just with us, but with people that have travel incorporated into what they do for business or
Yeah.
work. And yeah, what we're doing is absolutely fun, but it's not like we're sitting on the beach all day just lounging.
Kind of
Uh,
wish.
in 2025, we went to with our friend Christina
Hmm.
and her boyfriend at the time. We went to her house. She's a real estate investor, and she has Airbnb in Cape Coral, Florida, and we went there for like 4 days, I think, and didn't pick up a camera, barely looked at our
No,
phones, the whole thing. I think I took like a meeting, but that was our like separation getaway, which was awesome,
it
amazing.
felt
And
amazing, honestly. We did sit on the beach almost all day the one day.
yeah, Sanibel Island,
Yeah.
gorgeous,
Yeah, we hadn't done that in quite
incredible.
some time.
Yeah, and we definitely need to incorporate more of that, I think, in 2026 because we don't do it often enough. I mean, it can be in the US. My goal, I guess, I keep pushing it back every year because there's just so much travel. But I really, really want to get to Europe at some point.
Hmm.
Uh, that is definitely a goal. It was for 2026. I don't know that that's going to be that way now, but we'll strive for 2027.
We keep
uh,
talking about getting back to Costa Rica. We
mhm.
haven't been to Europe. We keep talking about maybe trying to find a way back to an all-inclusive resort for a couple of days just to unwind. And I don't know what, I don't know what 2026 is going to hold when it comes to those things.
No, yeah, we'll have to definitely take that as it comes, like
Mhm.
just kind of feel it out a little bit and see if what we can sneak in there. But yeah, we've
Yeah.
already got multiple trips planned for next year. These things happen as
Hmm.
much as we don't plan our travel so far ahead, like these things are planned far ahead. So like
Yeah.
it
We
doesn't look
have,
like we're slowing down. Let's just say that.
at the very least, we're going to be in Florida every 2 months for the first 5 months of the year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we may as well just move, right?
that's what everybody seems to think. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't hate it. Just saying.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, obviously on the business front of things, we are continuing to grow.
Hmm.
There's a couple of new things I'm excited to bring on board as far as the business goes, a new service offering. We are probably, I'll just say this, like we're going to partner with a streaming service. Let's just say that. Haven't I wanted to introduce the service January 1, but given the last 2 months of this year, everything happening, that's going to be pushed back a little bit. But we're going to be launching a new service at some point this year in regards to streaming services. So I'm very excited for that. Obviously, want to continue growing and working with the clients that we have because we love all of our clients. They are amazing and want to keep those relationships going. And then adding new people into the family, of course, and because
Yeah.
that's what I really feel like it is at this point. We've known our clients for a while now, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So
Well, you work so
yeah,
closely with them day in and day out. You do that. You see them more than family. I mean, for the most part, honestly.
yeah, yeah,
So,
that's very true. So, yeah, as far as that goes, I mean, personal goals. I every year I do dry January. So I know some people are like, why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Like honestly, this year has proven to me that alcohol is not my friend, and it's just becoming that way with the age that I'm at. So I need to take a break from it for sure and work on getting some of this holiday detox or detox some of this holiday out of my system.
yeah, I mean, I think that, I definitely want to, next year. And it's not like a new year, new you situation or like, oh,
No,
like what am I thinking of? A New Year's resolution. It's not like, but like at some point in 2025, just because of like busyness and things like that, got away from like working out, and not that I was like a gym rat, but like even just being in the basement with our weight bench or with a kettlebell or just even for 10 or 15 minutes, like just got away from that. And, it shows. So, I just want to make sure that, I want to make sure that incorporate some of that back in, not like every single day, but at least make sure that you make some time, like a few days a week to get some exercise and movement in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that I need to focus on more this year is making more time for myself during the day. I've noticed, like during the everyday, like work day, I've noticed even just recently, like I spend so much time at the computer, I end up like slouching, my posture's not good, and my back has been really hurting. And I need to make it a point to, I know, I'm like, I need to make it a point to, maybe take a few more breaks during the day, do a little more stretching, maybe do a second walk or a second workout, or because my typical routine is if it's nice enough outside, I like to go out for a walk. I'll go for a mile and a quarter, mile and a half at a time usually, and then go downstairs and lift some weights. And the winter always slows me down with that because
Yeah.
it's cold and nasty outside.
Hmm.
I don't get my walks in. Sometimes I go down to the elliptical, but the motivation just isn't there. So my friend Christina and I have decided goals. We're going to do weekly check-ins. We're doing 2-minute planks every day, reading 15 pages of a book, all those things. So I have an accountability partner, which is really great for that, but I need to start incorporating more time for myself this year. And if that includes saying no to some things, then I got to, because quite honestly, last year I felt really great before I turned 40. And then I hit 40 and all of a sudden shit went downhill. And I don't feel as great as I did. I would love to get back to that place.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah. Anything else that we need to address for the upcoming year, or anything that we didn't touch on?
I don't think so. I think we touched on mostly everything, honestly. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I know
So,
everyone is doing like this new, like 2025 reflection podcast right around this time. But, that's just kind of the theme right now for everyone, I guess. And looking forward to getting into the new year, new things, seeing what's going to happen. I'm going to continue. What are some things that you would want to continue, like bring into the new year before we wrap up?
as far as, the radio show is glaring to me because, like, I'm so involved in it every week. I'm not as involved in, what you do on a day-to-day basis, and nor can I be. It's just not possible. But yeah, I just want to continue to grow the radio show, and with that, supports the artists and stuff that we are friends with, and the music that we play. Just continue to support that community and drive that into 2026. But I would love to bring on more, not necessarily for the radio show, but just more like sponsorship type stuff for some of the other things that we're doing, like the YouTube channel and your podcast. And because, it's one of the ways these things keep going. Plus we get to highlight, other businesses and things along that way. So it would be cool to like partner with some other businesses that may be small businesses from, anywhere in the country or anywhere, honestly,
Yeah.
to we have really good support and really good sponsorship for the radio show, and it would be nice to bring some more of that and incorporate it into the YouTube channel and your podcast.
Yeah, and that's kind of starting to be in the works a little bit. I have a conversation going about a potential sponsorship opportunity for the podcast. So I am excited about that. These things don't happen overnight. I know that, that's just something that is, ongoing, because there's a lot involved in that. And I'm not, this would be my first sponsorship. So I'm trying to navigate through like what I should be doing and how this all works and everything. So I'm navigating through that right now. So, which is really cool. But yeah, we do need to maybe even just reach out. We had a lot of people reach out to us in 2025 for sponsorship opportunities with Kenny and Nell on the YouTube channel. And here's the thing, like, I'm not willing. Some of the opportunities that came through, they worked, they were great, which was awesome. We do get opportunities sometimes that just aren't a good fit. So it's not that they're not coming in. It's just that, we vet and we're like, yeah, this doesn't really fit our audience, our vibe, the channel. So then we just politely decline. And that's kind of the way it is. I'm not going to take sponsorships just because it's money coming in.
We're not willing to just take some sponsorship money or take some free product or whatever it is on some random product that we would never use, but go on the screen and tell you how great it is and that you should buy it when we would never use it ourselves. Like, that's not, the few that we have taken were stuff that we really use. The purse that you use every single day still. The pool robot for cleaning, like, that thing was awesome this summer. Like, it was a game changer of not having to clean everything manually all the time. Like, those products we used. So it was cool to partner with products that we use still to this day, months and months later.
Yeah, it's very cool. So I think we can probably even do more reaching out to companies of things that we have been using and things like that and see where that goes. No, that's a really good observation.
Yeah.
So, I think going into 2026, I want to keep, the growth coming and keep doing all those things. There are certainly some things that I think I let go of in 2025 that I'd like to, especially like the health goals and stuff like that, resume in 2026. So, I think this has been a good episode. I almost feel like this was like our LLC board meeting, minus a few details for the year. So, this has been fun. And you haven't been on here in a long time.
No, you don't invite me.
I don't.
You got tired
you know
of
what?
me.
Maybe that'll change. I actually was thinking some of my goals for the podcast in 2026, besides sponsorships and things, I'm going to have, I think, more solo episodes and include more content about growth for YouTube videos. I'm going to include more video stuff, more content that is enticing media related. Because, most of my listeners are business owners or entrepreneurs or side hustlers, things like that. And I want to make sure that I cater to them from that direction as well. Still providing value with great guests that are, a lot of times entrepreneurship based, but I want to provide more content about what we do to help more people in their own content journeys. So
I think that would be great. A nice, we talk about shifts and they don't have to be drastic. They can be small changes. We've been talking about the radio show. Like, I don't want to push into 2026 and because we've had some success with the radio show, because it seems to be somewhat popular, I don't want to just keep doing the same thing.
No, comfort is evil.
Yeah. Eventually, people are going to be like, all right, well, I don't really need to listen to the show every week because they do the exact same thing for 3 hours every single week. So we have a new segment coming up in 2026, which kind of was born from the live chat, which is really cool because listeners help shape the show. And that's exactly what happened for this new segment we have coming up. And we're just going to do some different things that I was even working on this morning. So
just something to freshen things up.
So, it's still going to be the same show that you came to love, but we're going to just play around a little bit and make a few tweaks.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's the theme of 2026 is it's the glow up year. It's a freshen up year. Yeah, glow up. You've never heard of the term glow up? Oh, you do. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna work on your posing there. Okay. So, all right. This has been a great episode. Thank you to my glorious husband Kenny. We'll put his information in the show notes and description on YouTube. Links to where you can find everything and hang out and connect with us. So if you like what you heard, make sure you, on your favorite audio platform, leave us a review and subscribe as well, so you can get the downloads and all of the episodes downloaded directly to your devices. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share it with a friend, because undoubtedly you know someone that might be able to get value out of the message we have shared today. So thank you all for being here so much. And as always, I will catch you in the next one, but I'll see you next year. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.